The drama between the city of Corinth and Corinth Theater Arts Group is still playing out on the public stage. The two are set to go to a non-jury trial on September 24th with control of the theater and its equipment on the line. That, according to the Daily Corinthian. The city is trying to oust the community theater group from its longtime home, citing lack of faith in the theater board and how they are operating the theater, plus an expired lease. The theater group argues the city used the wrong legal standard for eviction and didn't give the full 90 days notice required by the lease. You can read all the details and the back and forth in the Daily Corinthian. You ever tried to send a text message during a Mississippi State football game from inside of the stadium? Virtually impossible, at least until now. AT&T hopes to eliminate some of the connection problems inside Davis-Wade Stadium at Mississippi State. The company's installing a new digital antenna system that should eliminate any issues of non-connectivity during football games. They say the plans to cover the entire 60,000-seat stadium, the press area, sidelines, and other areas to make it easier for the students, fans, visitors, and others to maintain cellular connections. By the way, Mississippi State hosts its first home game at Davis-Wade on September 5th against Louisiana Monroe. Ole Miss will honor legendary Rebel quarterback Archie Manning with a statue on the college campus. The statue will be on the south end of Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. Of course, Manning was the first Ole Miss player to ever have his jersey, number 18, retired. And you'll notice the 18-mile-per-hour speed limit on campus. Columbus is getting very serious about its streets. Mayor Stephen Jones says the city council approved a citywide pavement analysis, hiring engineering firm Neil Schaefer to study every road in the city. Each street will get a pavement condition index rating, helping the city decide what needs to be fixed now, what can wait, and how to stretch every dollar. Mayor says it's about making smarter decisions with taxpayer money and not just paving for the sake of paving. The study is going to take several months, ending with a full presentation on the priorities, of course the costs, and a long-term plan for future paving budgets. This one goes out to all of our Main Street associations out there. You guys work so hard to make our communities, downtowns so special, so unique, and so inviting, and you deserve a little help doing that. The Mississippi Main Street Revitalization Grant Program is now accepting applications. Eligible communities can apply for up to $500,000. Money aimed at revitalizing downtowns, preserving historic properties, and strengthening our local economies. The deadline to apply is 1 month away. It's scheduled for September 11th. All right, parents, good news for you. Your kid's future got a little more affordable. Thank goodness, right? The Mississippi Affordable College Savings Plan is cutting fees by 20%. State Treasurer David McCray says that means more of your money stays invested in your child's education. The plan is known as MAX. It lets you lock in today's tuition rates while your kids are still young before those rates go up, because you know they're gonna. This plan is one of the top financial plans of its kind in the country. In fact, Forbes ranked Mississippi's plan number 6 among the top 10 prepaid college plans in the country. Tupelo Water and Light customers, watch out for scammers. We posted this story on our Facebook page, but we wanted to give you a little bit more detail about the scam itself and what it entails. This is the post from Tupelo Water and Light warning the community of what was going on. Director Johnny Timmons says several customers were targeted over the weekend. Callers asking them to pay bills through a separate phone number. Now, Johnny Timmons with TWL says they will never call you over the phone and ask you to pay a bill, ever. He says if something feels off, call the utility's 24-hour line to verify. One more thing, the city does not disconnect power over the weekends, so that is a big red flag. If you think you have been scammed already, Timmons recommends contacting your bank right away. New rules for burials at Sandfield Cemetery in Columbus. The city is stepping up oversight at this cemetery. The mayor, Stephen Jones, says no more burials are allowed on the private side east of 25th Street South without written approval from the city. The city recently took over the deed to the cemetery, so now it's responsible for making sure that each burial is legal and has proper space. This applies to everyone: funeral homes, monument companies, and anyone arranging an interment there. You can call the facility's director, the number 662-328-4164, if you have any questions. Comedian Nate Bargatze is going to be spending a whole lot of time in Mississippi. Announced today, the Nashville-based comedian will be performing at Ole Miss and Mississippi State in October. His Big Dumb Eyes Goes to College tour will be in Oxford Saturday, October 3rd at the SBJ Pavilion. He'll be in Starkville at the Hump Thursday, October 15th. Tickets for both of these shows are going to go on sale this Friday morning at 10, so set your alarm. But if you just absolutely cannot wait until October to see him, he's headlining Mississippi Christian University's Bicentennial Gala in September. That's the school's biggest fundraiser, raising money for academic and athletic scholarships. Last year, featuring Leanne Morgan, they brought in more than $1 million. Tickets for the Bargatze show are September 29th. They are on sale at the university's website. Columbus City employees have a new way to go back to school for free. The city and Mississippi University for Women just reestablished their tuition bank partnership. With a handshake and a signature, Columbus Mayor Stephen Jones sealed the deal with the W's interim president, Scott Tollison. Here's how it works. Selected city employees can enroll in credit courses at the W with tuition fully covered through a pool of up to 200 credit hours a year. Employees still have to cover their own books and fees, but tuition itself is taken care of. Mayor Stephen Jones says it shows how the city invests in its own people. The interim president, Scott Tollison, says it's a chance for employees to grow professionally while staying connected to the community they serve.